Alright, in this video I'll give you my thoughts about the riots that are taking place in the UK. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not a UK citizen. I've never been there to the UK. My knowledge of the UK is limited to whatever I have seen online. Some of you will say, oh, that's all fake news and all that. Fine, if you know something more than me, please, instead of just saying, hey, what the hell do you know, stop talking blah, 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 stop talking crap. Why don't you put, what you feel is right, and also do share the references, the links. Don't just give me, oh, you don't know this guy, he was like this, A, B, C, D. Share some links, reference material, and just don't end up saying that, oh, you are reading Wikipedia, oh, you're reading Sky News, oh, you're reading Daily Mail, all are fake news. Okay, fine. Give me Associated Press, Reuters, whatever it is. Okay. So having said that, let's speak on the topic. And one more request is, please don't cherry pick parts of my video and, as they call it now, cherry pick parts of the video and give it a twist. Okay. Take the message in the whole context. And also one final thing, please don't use my videos to promote hate. There's enough and more problems, headaches on this planet. We don't need much more. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay, this is a summary of what I've managed to take from what has happened. All right. I want you to, by the way, I want you to watch Jordan Peterson's interview of Tommy Robinson. Okay, Tommy Robinson, who is a very polarizing figure. I have mixed feelings about him. In some ways, I believe he's very right because he specifically targets, as per my understanding, he targets people who are grooming young children, or especially girls in the UK. He is a patriot and also a nationalist. He is trying to protect Britain and keep it very British. Okay, and he's not apologetic about the whiteness, the way they are trying to portray white as being evil. Okay, I'm kind of mixed about Tommy Robinson, and I'm very aware of the fact that he is being targeted by the media. He's being silenced by the media. I want you to watch Jordan Peterson's interview with Tommy Robinson, and he will give you specific incidents where immigrant, or let's say illegal immigrant, came into UK, experienced some kind of torture or some kind of brutal racist attack, and where the media portrayed that individual as the real story is something else, and how the media and how the politicians make sure that news is censored. So I want you to watch that video by the podcast by Jordan Peterson, which he interviews Tommy Robinson. All right. And you need to understand this, depending on which media channel you are listening to or watching, you'll get a different narrative. For example, if you listen to any of, say, Al Jazeera, or you listen to the one from Turkey, what is it? TRT, right? Not too sure about it. So they portray all the British folks as white supremacists. And they portray them in a very bad light, and they portray Muslim immigrants as a poor innocent. But if you take some other media, let's say, which is far right, I don't know if that term is right, far right, they will portray the bad side of these immigrants or this Muslim immigration. They will talk about grooming gangs. So, like I told you, depending on which side you are, they will only speak good about one side and only speak bad about the other side. So listen to all the sides and then form an opinion. Now, this is what has actually happened, and this is as far as I'm aware of. The Southport stabbing, if you just type in search Southport stabbing, there is a 17-year-old young boy, whose name is Alex Muganwa Rudak Abana. Okay, so he's the suspect in the Southport stabbing case. He's accused of murdering 3 young girls. It was, if you see Sky News, just go to Google and YouTube and type out teenager charged with murdering 3 girls in Southport named Alex Rudakabana. Sky News. Okay, this video came on August 2nd. They will show you the photograph of those 3 girls. It's really, really tragic. I mean, those are innocent looking children. Okay. So he stabbed and killed. I do not know why he did that. I don't know if he has mental or emotional issues. I really have no idea. But out of what is written here, he was born in Cardiff, Wales. His parents moved from Rwanda, so he's actually a UK citizen. He is diagnosed with autism. He is described as shy and introverted by the neighbors. He was involved in a lot of church activities and school drama. So, unlike the false information or the fake news that was circulating that the person who murdered these three girls was a Muslim, was a immigrant, was an illegal immigrant, that was fake news. Okay, that was just putting fuel into the fire and causing chaos and riots. And let me tell you this, I support people who protest. Okay, you have a right to protest, but there's a way to protest. Protesting does not mean that you vandalize property. Protesting does not mean you loot a store, rob the store of computer parts, televisions, money. That is not protesting. That is, you're committing a crime in the name of a protest. The name is protest, but you're actually stealing, you're robbing, you're committing a crime. And destroying and damaging local property is not protesting. Breaking, setting cars on fire, breaking houses, damaging, even hurting people, that is not protesting. That is violence, and I'm totally against it. Okay, so you have a right to protest. I highly support anybody who protests, but peacefully. Now, you can say, oh, the police, they were being violent. You need to have evidence, and not just a clip that is 7 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds. See, he hit. No, show the entirety. Show, and always keep in mind that when you are, for lack of a better word, the action is taking place, it's a very tense and dangerous situation. You're standing there protecting yourself. Like, for example, you're the police, and here this guy has maybe a weapon or a rod or a knife. So you're not actually in a very cool, calm, composed state. You're not like very relaxed. You have to react. Like, he might just, show the action of doing something. So you have to have your reflexes ready. So sometimes while reacting to someone, they might end up hitting the person or retaliating. So keep this into perspective. Don't just jump the gun by looking at one clip of a video at one angle. Always have different perspectives. So now, the reason why they revealed his identity, he is 17 years. He's going to be 18 by next week. They normally do not reveal the identity, especially if the person who has committed the crime is a minor. But as per Sky News, what they said is, because he was going to be 18, and for public safety, for stopping false and fake information from spreading, they reveal the identity. So now nobody can use this as an excuse to attack and commit crimes. But what is happening is, even though they have been told the truth, even though this has been revealed, the ones who are committing crimes, the rioters, they don't care. Okay, I'll come to why they are actually doing it. I'll give my views there. Now, court appearance. He has been charged with 3 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder. He remained in the court while covering his face. His motives are not known. Despite being a minor, Alex's identity was revealed due to the severity of the crime and because of public disorder. Misleading posts and rumors of the attacker's identity has led to violence in Southport and UK cities. In fact, I chatted with 2 individuals in the UK, and one of them was even my client. She said, they said it's terrible, it's unbearable. They are afraid, and they were not Muslims. They were not people who immigrated. They're actually British, and they said, I'm just very scared. We're not going out, and we're working from home. So the people are afraid. Normal people, 50 officers, 3 police dogs were injured. Properties, including a mosque, was vandalized. UK government's response. His name is Keir Starmer. Okay, he condemned the violence, praised the police response, and emphasized the role of disinformation that has sparked riots, and urged social media companies to uphold the law. Okay, now you can look at it from 2 points of view. Okay, on one side you can say, yeah, these rioters are white British supremacists, or whatever you call them. On the other side, you can flip the switch and say, these people who are causing all this trouble, they are always Muslims. They are always people from Arab backgrounds, or they are always people who follow Islamic extremism. Okay. And then if you listen, even Douglas Murray, and even if you listen to, what is his name? Tommy Robinson, Douglas Murray, they want to protect Britain. They want to protect the British culture, what it is to be British, being white or being Christian. Because like people like Anjum Chowdhury or, these grooming gangs from whether it's Pakistan, Afghanistan, or even Indians have been caught for grooming young girls. These are unwanted elements. Okay, these are unwanted elements, and it's not that there are no white criminals. There are, when you get radical or extremist preachers like Anjum Chowdhury preaching about fatwa, or preaching about, they'll use all these terms of jihad and all that, and they will give their own twist to the definition of what they consider as per their religious text, and they'll always refer Allah said this, or this, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said this, and they'll twist and turn the narrative. There are these blind sheep, so to speak. There are these individuals who will just, you tell them, do this in the name of God, any God, they will just do it. So there are two sides to every coin. Now, I've listened to Tommy Robinson, I've listened to Douglas Murray. I do agree with what they have to say. Even trigonometry, you can listen to their talks. They are not against legal immigration. Okay, legal migration, legal immigration. They don't mind legally. Do it legally. But when you do it illegally, that is where it is a problem. And where the borders are open and just anyone can come in at any time through the boats and all that, and they just keep quiet and keep accepting them in the name of humanity and this and that, you're actually destroying the country. You're actually destroying people. And I'll tell you why. This is my feeling. This is my assumption. Why people are angry, especially the actual British or the far right. There are many people who are British, who are citizens, who don't have a job, who don't have money, who don't have food, who don't have anything to survive. They have lost hope. And the government is not giving them a place to stay. The government is not giving food to eat. The government is not giving them any protection or recognition, or limited. But these illegal immigrants who are coming are being housed into nice hotels, are given 3 square meals a day, are being trained, are being given jobs. So obviously that feeling, I'm paying taxes, I am a citizen of the country, I'm not getting all these privileges, why are they getting? And for what? And then when you have a Christian community filled with whites, I'm not trying to create racist indifferences. I'm just giving an example. If you have a community filled with Christians who are white, who are citizens, and here you get a group of Arabs who are Muslims who have come into the country illegally, and they are getting trained, they are getting treated well, you're getting treated like as if you don't exist. They're getting all the attention globally, and they're asking you have to accommodate them. You have to manage, you have to tolerate, not they have to tolerate you. So obviously, it boils over. Then once they live in the country, then when you start preaching about Sharia law has to come into effect, we need it to be Muslim, and we need, the spread of Islam and all that, and all of a sudden, where it was very British, now you have people wearing their abaya or burqa, and and they are not ready to they are not willing to accept the culture or the tradition of the country. Rather, they are saying you have to adjust to us, not we have to adjust to you. So they are saying, no, you have to accept us if we are fully covered and we go to the bank or we go to the school, and it is like, my house. You're coming to my house and now you are asking me to follow your rules. So it becomes very hard. And when you have unemployment, when you have a very bad, medical system, when you have very bad, case of unemployment and rising prices, rising rents, people are suffering. People are having a bad time. The economy is really crappy there. The leadership is in question, and all you're focused on is just being having photographed as being a very global citizen, accepting, showing love and affection to refugees. Well, people will get pissed off. People will get mad. So I'm not justifying the hate crimes. I'm not justifying the vandalism, the robberies, or the violence, but I'm trying to highlight the reason why people are feeling so disillusioned. So now, if I were to summarize, I would just say that protesting is okay. Causing violence is not. Damaging property is not. Hurting people, harming people, trying to kill people, that is not the answer. Protesting is fine. With regards to the illegal immigration, I would say the leadership of UK leadership is absolutely pathetic. They are just there to smile, be taken photograph, trying to get the popularity vote and trying to be smiley in front of the global stage. They do not put their foot down. They do not stand up for their own people, their own tradition, their own culture. And it's a shame. And, anytime you criticize these bad actors, or these people who commit crimes, if he's an immigrant, they will just cover up the crime. That is why I told you, watch the Jordan Peterson, Tommy Robinson podcast. The Syrian refugee, the boy who was so-called supposedly victim of hate crime or racism, and he ended up, that refugee boy who got beaten up by the so-called white bully, was actually invited to parliament, was actually invited by celebrities, stars. He was given more than 100,000 British pounds or some big amount. He was given support. He was given a lot of positive publicity, while this boy who beat him was called a bully. He was completely decimated in the media, so much so that they couldn't stay in their own house. But what Tommy Robinson speaks when he gives the podcast, he says that what they didn't tell you is this boy and his mother, he had 2-3 sisters, they couldn't stay in their house. People were shouting, Islamic chants, were always passing by their house, threatening to kill them, trying to break into their house. And Tommy Robinson finally took them home and to protect them. And now they couldn't go to school. They couldn't. The mother couldn't go to work. And then they found out that the reason why this boy hit the Syrian boy, is because this boy was known to hurt and harm other young girls, British girls. There were multiple complaints, and the teachers who were involved, who knew that this boy was guilty, they were actually paid money. They were paid money by the government to keep shush. They were asked to sign NDAs, and the media cherry-picked the parts of the story they wanted to highlight. So it's really shocking how, it's like if you listen to one side, you need to listen to the other side. And once you start listening to the parts which the media is not speaking about, it really shocks you. They're like, nobody's a saint in all this. So anyway, I sincerely blame UK's leadership, which is pathetic. I definitely don't accept and I'm not in favor of illegal immigration. I think UK needs to close its borders to immigration. Just say, enough, we have had enough. I'm sorry, we're not accepting any for now. This is our country's policy. We're just not taking any more immigration or any more immigrants. You can have that rule and focus on the people who are British, who are citizens. Give them jobs, give them a better, NSA, better medical facilities, help them get jobs, bring down the prices for housing, rent. Unless you do all this, how can you expect people to keep quiet? Obviously, if they are without a job and, life is terrible, they are going to riot. And this is what exactly has happened. And obviously, there are people who take advantage of the situation. So this is what I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yes, I am very aware of the fact that always, whenever there's a problem, it's always, don't take me out of context when I say this, but it's always a Muslim group. It's always someone from Arab or Muslim background. They always tend to have some problem with whichever country they go to. They can't adjust. They believe their religion is not flexible. They have to cover their face. They have to have Sharia law. They have to have. So I'm not saying all Muslims. Don't take me out of context. I'm not saying all Muslims. But when you just need one person and he can cause chaos to an entire community. So when you have a sizable group, and that keeps preaching like Anjum Chowdhury and all that, it's going to be a mess. I just hope things go back to normal, but I doubt it's going to happen at least for the next 1 month. We're just going to keep seeing this until people get either tired or they tighten control. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And if you're from the UK, please help us know some more information. Put down your thoughts in the comments below. And do watch that podcast, Jordan Peterson and Tommy Robinson. Highly recommended. And also Trigonometry with Douglas Murray. Okay? Good, bad, ugly. Feel free. Comment down below. This is me.